Okay, Google, play Korean indie music.
Okay, here's a Spotify playlist called In the K Indie.
So what I'm gonna do right now is unbox this clothing rack I got from Target. It said not to open it with a sharp object. Didn't know what that meant, so I'm gonna use my pen. But this clothing rack was not too bad. I think it was because I tried to do one of Best Dress's DIY clothing racks, and I did not realize just how expensive the pieces were until my ass went to Home Depot and was like, oh my gosh, all these converters, they're like not as expensive individually, but you need like 8 to 32 pieces of these things, and it's so expensive once you add it up. So I left Home Depot just to come back the next day to return those things and decided to get myself a cheaper clothing rack at Target, and it was pretty cute. So I'm gonna go assemble that. So here I just followed instructions on how to make the clothing rack. I will also put the link down below on where I got this specific clothing rack, which I know it's from Target, but I'll go ahead and find that specific design and style for you guys. There's a darker version of it, but I decided to go with the light cream version because it fit the aesthetic of my room.
Oh boy, I've done it again. I fell in love with all your friends and it's hard to define. Baby, that's life. We've all made it onto the list one time, but...
And overall, I'm really happy I decided to go with this clothing rack because trying to make my own clothing rack would have been too timely and too expensive.
Say goodnight and leave the light on. Face it.
Oi, mate. Crikey. I am not one to preach about what feng shui is all about, but I did decide to implement some feng shui elements into my room, particularly the element of the commanding position. Basically, the commanding position is where you spend most of your time in the room, and that's either your bed, desk, or stove. When it comes to placing the commanding position in your room, you want to make sure it is diagonal from the door, but you also have a clear line of sight to the door. Another really important key element to that is to have the commanding position be furthest away from the door also. In my first bedroom layout, I did have my bed diagonal from the door, but I did not have enough distance in between the door and my bed. This time around, I'm going to reposition my room so I can have enough of that distance. I wanted to get a plant for my room because I live in the basement and it's quite dark and cold down here, but I do get enough sunlight from my window. So I thought a plant would just make the place feel a lot more homey, lively. So I went ahead and tried to find the easiest plant to take care of, and lo and behold, the basic bitch in me picked a pothos plant.
Place far away. You might just see it as a waste of time.
I'm not sure if it needs much sunlight
that you might understand, but you know
Another doggo.
Did you say doggo?
Hi.
Hey.
What's up there? Sorry.
Oh my god, so angsty.
I'll find my way back to the moments and we might.
So this corner is my office corner, as you can tell by my laptop and all the other things I got behind me. So of course I got my laptop here for when I'm doing work or editing and other things. Over here is like my stationery station. I got these little cup holders from IKEA, and it's perfect because it latches onto this tray cart holder. I have this Philippines plaque with a carabao, which is a water buffalo, very emblematic of the Philippines culture. I feel like the carabao is very unique to Philippines or other Southeast cultures, and they're used to plow the fields for rice and rice paddies. So it's a very symbolic piece that I have in my room. I have a $2 bill here to remind myself of luck and prosperity. My dad always keeps these bills in his wallet and he never spends on it, so I kind of want to start that habit as well. Here I have an old photo of me, my mom, and my grandfather. He passed away about 10 years ago, but I absolutely love this picture. It reminds me of the beautiful nostalgic, you know, trips we would have to this beach and just have impromptu barbecues. And here's my mom and I when we used to live in the Philippines and I was a wee baby. Alright, let's get into the final reveal of my room transformation. So I'm on an evolving journey of healing, and I wanted my room to reflect that and be a space conducive to my healing. It's really simple right now, there's not a lot on the walls, but for right now, I love how my room is set up, and I put a lot of emphasis in my bookshelf, my altar, and my workspace. I decided that this area would be dedicated for my fashion videos because the white walls were wide enough and were just the perfect backdrop for filming, and there was enough space to try on outfits and get good shots for any fashion video I may be filming. And to make this space a little more homey, I got this chair from Facebook Marketplace and painted it white. I also love how the seat is woven. It just gives it a very organic and rustic look, I must say.
And I hope that we could just be more than friends. I miss your touch,
So this little bookshelf I actually got from my dad because he used to use this little cupboard thing for his drinks, and I just took it and repurposed it into a little bookshelf. So in here I just have all the books that I am trying to read, currently reading, or have read. I am personally guilty of buying more books when I still have books at home that I should finish reading. Something about going into the bookstore or another Barnes & Noble just gets me so excited to read more, but I need to practice more patience and diligence and determination to finish the books that I'm currently reading.
My eyes are set on you, but you know, girl, we're incompatible.
Here is my altar space, and I truly cherish this little nook in my room. This is where I charge my crystals, have my full moon rituals, or light a candle whenever I need to pray to my ancestors for any help or guidance. Here I have a little plate that I made from my ceramics class, and I really love this little piece of art. It's where I place my crystals and other objects whenever I have my rituals or need to charge my crystals. I like to keep my jewelry in this little jewelry box that I got for my 18th birthday from one of my titas. And this is also where I hung my pothos plant to bring some life and greenery into my basement room. My workspace is quite simple, so I just have this desk and this little pushcart thing where I keep all my supplies and different notebooks and different pens and markers. I use my vanity as my desk because it has this really cool drawer where I can keep all my tech stuff, things for my camera or SD cards. I also find it really useful to look in the mirror of this vanity when I do these voiceovers because it really helps me animate my voice. I'm banking that it works, but only you guys can tell me that. So that wraps up my room makeover video. This was a beast to edit, so let me know down below if you got any inspiration from my little room tour. If you're new here, hi, my name is Trish, and make sure to hit that subscribe button down below just so I can catch you in the next video. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you all soon.